So the question of the day, were you able to get a Nintendo Switch 2 pre-order? The whole thing has been an absolute mess, an absolute disaster, from Walmart issues with just, hey, we have stock, and then all of a sudden you can't check out, but hey, it still says we have like 5, 6, 7, items in stock, but then you try to check out and it's like bugging out. That's what it was like for me in Canada. A lot of people in the US, of course, as well. Fast forward to Best Buy. It was a little bit better for most people for Best Buy. I think they were probably the best ones online. They had, at least in Canada, like queuing and stuff that kind of helped make everything go a little bit smoother and whatnot. But then, of course, in the US, you guys have Target. We don't have that here in Canada. I've heard a lot of people in the US, they had pre-orders that were canceled between Walmart and Target. That's a disaster. We have Amazon Canada that was supposed to do pre-orders, but you have to register if you have Amazon Prime, and then you have to wait for an email. Some people never got the email. Maybe they're going to do that in a day or two. I don't know when the emails are actually supposed to go out. Amazon US, on the other hand, doesn't seem to be selling the Nintendo Switch 2 consoles. Then you got GameStop online. It was like you queue there for X amount of time. Even if you were one of the first ones in the lineup, in the queue online, you get into the actual website finally and, oh, hey, we're already sold out. Well, how did that happen? I have no idea. The best way that it seemed to be able to get a Nintendo Switch 2 pre-order was in-store at GameStop. A lot of people posting about it. GameStop seemed to have multiple units across their different stores. For the most part, GameStop in-store had triple digits. I mean, they had like over 100 for a lot of stores. Some stores was more in the 50 to 80 range. I guess it kind of depended on the location, but for the most part, there was quite a few available. So was this a Nintendo problem? Absolutely not. Nintendo definitely had more than enough stock. And in fact, analysts are predicting that the Switch 2 is going to sell around 6 to 8 million at launch, which would break records, because right now, the best-selling console at launch of all time was the PS4 and the PS5, around 4.5 million, according to Bloomberg. So, I mean, that's pretty insane if you think about it. And also, some GameStop managers were saying how this was actually the most pre-orders they've ever had for any gaming console ever, which is pretty insane if you think about it. So yeah, definitely not a stock issue. Nintendo's been, really supplying a lot of stock, and hopefully they're going to continue to really, keep producing as many Switch 2 consoles as possible. They did say on their website of My Nintendo, if you are registered for that, which by the way, those invitations are going to start rolling out on May 8th, that they're not going to be able to meet all of the demand for the people that have registered. And so you might not get one at launch, but shortly after launch, worst comes to worst. If you are one of the first people that did register on My Nintendo though, and you of course have been subscribed for at least a year to Nintendo Switch Online and have over 50 hours of gameplay, all of this as of April 2nd, 2025, then you should be getting one of the first emails. So let me know in the comments, were you able to get a Switch 2 pre-order? And if not, don't lose hope, because again, there's still the My Nintendo thing. Let me know in the comments. Check out JSkeleton's Nintendo World on YouTube for more Nintendo content.